Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Just comment where are you from, tuning in, and then we can begin the webinar. This is going to be the super amazing webinar. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this live webinar. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in for yet another episode of PitchGround Product Webinars, where we bring in amazing products. And this is a webinar. We will talk about how you can build beautiful blogs and knowledge-based and a documentation website for your company from your Notion workspace. So guys, without further ado, let me welcome our guest, Tommy, founder of Notaku. Tommy, if you can just introduce yourself and share your entrepreneur journey before we dive into it, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tommy, the creator of Notaku. So I started building Notaku because I wanted an easy way to create the websites, all the essential websites for your company, like a blog, documentation, knowledge base, and changelog, so that I could easily write the content in Notion, and I could just connect Notion to this website and easily build this website super quickly and without any effort. Yeah, so basically the idea of Notaku came from because I was working in a company that where we used Notion as the main internal documentation tool, and we were using other kind of services and markdown in custom code for the documentation of the company. And it would have been very cool to use Notion for everything, and because this way you have every team member in Notion, and you can easily add content, make a new blog post, add new guides and tutorials very easily. So I started building Notaku, and here we are.
Awesome. I think it's time to dive into the product itself. We are really excited to learn more about it. If you can just share your screen and just present your screen and showcase the beautiful product that you have built, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough of what Notaku is. Yeah, so Notaku, as I said, is a tool to create websites from Notion. The websites you can create are documentation, blog, and changelog. And I plan to add more website types in the near future. For example, roadmap websites and other simple layout websites and help desk. So documentation websites look like this. This is the Notaku documentation website. As you can see, there is a dark mode. There is a search to search the blocks. It supports most of the blocks from Notion. As you can see, the code blocks. You can have the callouts. You can have most of the blocks like to-dos, tweets, images, lists, and also databases like database list, database gallery, database board, and other features of the Docs website are feedback, where users can leave a feedback on your website, so you can easily understand what pages needs improvements or what pages are very helpful. You can add a custom logo, custom footers, links on the top, and there are some share buttons. So all the content of this website is hosted in Notion. As you can see, this is the source Notion page of my documentation website. It's just a Notion page with children pages, where you can add more pages, and they will be shown in the sidebar on the left. As you can see, you can nest any amount of pages, and you can hide and show them like this. And it also uses the icon from the Notion page. Then there is the blog website. The blog website index page is just the list of your blog posts. You can still use the customizations like logo, links, and footers. And the blog post pages look like this, with the authors, the title, the table of contents, and the page content. Also, this blog post, as you can see, is hosted in Notion in my Notaku blog page. And as you can see, I can open the page like this, and there is the blog post content. You can also add the tags. You can hide it if you're working on a draft. And you can add custom authors, and you can change the date field and add a description. Then there is the changelog website. The changelog website is a kind of website to add updates of your product and share what you're working on your product, add the tags, the date of the change, so that you can keep your users updated on what you're working on. And you can add the usual customization like footer, custom logo, and links. Also, another thing is you can also zoom images. One cool thing about Notaku. Yeah. The changelog content is hosted in Notion too, like the blog one. As you can see here, you just write your changelog in a Notion database, and the database is used to populate the website, as you can see. And those are the main Notaku features, and there are other features I can talk about, like custom domains, password protection, and stuff like that if you want.
Awesome.
I can also
guys,
show the dashboard. Yeah.
All right. So if you have any questions related to the Notaku and the feature set that Tommy is going to showcase us inside this webinar, just feel free to ask your questions inside the Q&A section. I would be happy to answer all your questions. Yeah, over to you, Tommy.
Yeah, I can show you how you manage the Notaku website. This is the Notaku dashboard, and this is the list of your websites. When you want to create a new website, you just choose the website type you want, enter a name, and the source Notion page. If you want to create your first website, I have some templates for every site type. You just click duplicate the docs template, and you click the duplicate button in Notion, and you will have a template you can use as a starting point. So after you create your website, on the dashboard you can see you can sync from Notion. If you make a change and you want it to update the website, you can click this button, or just wait an hour, because Notaku will sync the data from Notion every hour, as you can see. Also, every Notaku website has a internal domain that ends with notaku.site, and yeah, I have a password protection enabled in this website. I just disabled it. So as you can see, this is a website, a docs website with an internal domain, and you can also add the custom domains. Just add a new domain, choose the domain you want. I just use a random domain just to show you. And as you can see, you will need to update the DNS settings, and the domain will be updated, and you will have the website on your custom domain. You can also customize your website with a custom logo. You can upload your image. You can add header links that are shown in the top right, as you can see. You can add a footer. You can add a custom fav icon, but by default, as you can see, the fav icon is using just the page icon in Notion, so you can also just use the emoji or custom icon from Notion. You can add some SEO settings. You can add a custom banner on the top of the website. This is the banner can use it to make announcements and things you want your users to see. And you can also inject code to add analytics and live chat to a website. Then you can also monitor the feedback on pages. When someone presses the feedback buttons, you can see the analytics in this page. This is, for example, let's go to the command menu page. And let's press the not helpful icon. Let's reload the page. And as you can see, the command menu has one bad vote, and you can use this data to improve your documentation. Then you can disable auto sync with Notion if you want to, for example, make your Notion page private and only sync once. And you can also enable pretty URLs. That is a beta feature where by default the site links will include the page ID from Notion, but you can remove the ID by enabling pretty URLs. And as you can see, there will be only the page title in the URL, and the parent page before if there is a parent page, it will be included in the URL. This feature is disabled by default because at the start you will want to move pages, rename pages, and every time you move a page, the page title is stored in Notaku so that all the pages URLs don't get broken. So only enable pretty URLs after you have a stable Notion structure. Then you can password protect a website if you want to, if for example you are in alpha and only want to let a website be seen only by some users. You can add a password. For example, let's add a next password, and if you reload the page, you need to put the password to enter the website. And that's it. And the research and that's it, mainly for the documentation website. Yeah, let's answer some questions if you have.
Awesome. The option that you shown for the password, right? So guys, if you want to use any customer facing website, so you can unprotect your website, and that website will be visible across the web. And if you want to use, for example, if you have a company website and you have created a subdomain and you want to host some knowledge base or informational content on your Notion database, and you want to map it to the subdomain. So in that cases, you can protect that website. So once you protected that website with the password, and the respective or the concerned person has that password to open it, they will put that password into that pop-up, and they can browse the content, right? So this is a very beautiful what I can say, the feature that Notaku is offering to us, and it's a simple and very easy to use tool, I can say. And if you are using Notion, so that you already know how to use Notion, right? I'll tell you how to use Notaku in 3 easy steps. You can write your docs in Notion, right? Notion is an awesome CMS that most of the people are using across the globe. It's perfect to write your documentation. If your team is already uses it for internal documentation, why not use it for the customer docs too, right? Because you can add Notion pages in the Notaku dashboard. You can link the Notion pages to your Notaku account to build an awesome static documentation site. And you can publish your docs website on your custom domain, because sometimes what happens is people hesitate to use or showcase that they're using Notaku at the backend if they want to publish any content on the web, right? Because obviously that page will get ranked. But if you want to route that information and map it to your own domain, you have that facility inside the Notaku Notaku. You can connect your own domain, you can connect your subdomain, main domain, and you can publish that content across the globe. Even though they have Tommy is offering some sort of SEO functionality as well, right? So you can beautifully design the header, right? You can design the footer as well. You can add the favicon icon, right? Then you can add the SEO suffix, right? So there are multiple small features. Even though every page or every documentation site or anything you're going to build by using Notaku is available inside the Notaku dashboard. You can able to see all the websites, all the pages inside the Notaku dashboard, and you can manage them all. Yeah. So guys, if you have any questions related to the product that we have just shown to you, and we would be happy to answer all your questions. And do not forget to check it out, the lifetime deal which we are offering from PitchGround.com. Just head over to pitchground.com/product/Notaku. I have already sent the link inside the chat box, and you can grab this solid and a very easy and beautiful product. If you're using Notion, then this is a must-have tool for your Notion workspace, right? And Tommy, before we wrap up, do you have anything to share to the audience, or else we can wrap up the webinar? And guys, if you have any questions before we wrap up, just shoot out your questions inside the Q&A box. We would be happy to answer all your questions.
Yeah, if you are considering creating a documentation website, I can tell you some reasons why that's a good idea and why Notaku is a good fit. Basically, if you are a company and still don't have a documentation website, it's very difficult to evaluate your product or understand the features, because sometimes when I'm researching a product, for example, I want to see how to do stuff in the dashboard, but before starting the trial or subscribing. So having a documentation website is very useful for users to evaluate your product and easily find the help articles, understand how your product works. And also people will maybe search a query in Google for something like how to do something, how to do an integration, and they will find your documentation site or a blog article, and they will land on your landing page and maybe subscribe. So it's a good way to get organic traffic and new users. Yeah, and also the changelog website is a good way to tell people what changed. And if you don't have a changelog website, it's very difficult for users that want a feature and maybe are interested in your product, but they will never know when the feature lands. So maybe they tell you, I want to use this product, but I still need this feature. And if you don't have a changelog website, maybe they will never sign up, because they never know the feature has landed. If you have a changelog website instead, maybe they can check what changed, and they can evaluate better the product.
Every tool or every plugin, right? If you are checking out on Theme Forest or Code Cannon, right? So they are maintaining the changelog, right? So it gives the trust factor to the people who are browsing, or who are the prospects, or who want to use or going to buy your product. They will see each and every thing, that how you're maintaining, whether you're updating your product or not, whether you're updating your SaaS or not. In that cases, the changelog maintenance is very, very important. If you have a product, or if you have a SaaS, or if you have a plugin or anything, right? And if you want to just push the updates, and if you want to maintain it in a order, so that it could be visible to everyone. So the changelog sites are very, very important. So we got one question, like Basim is asking, what do you mean by unlimited sites? Do you mean by unlimited pages? Yes. So you can link unlimited pages, whatever plans that you're going for, you can create unlimited pages and you can use it in Notaku. Right? So that's the only question that we got for today. And do you have anything to share, Tommy, before we wrap up?
Yeah, unlimited sites also means you can create unlimited websites from unlimited Notion pages. Yeah, and the PitchGround deals will be limited by the number of custom domains you can connect. Yeah, and also the page views you can have on your websites, and also you can invite users on a site for collaboration, and you are limited by how many users you can invite. Those are the main limitations. Yeah, basically you are limited by custom domains on your account. So for example, you are limited by 2 custom domains in the startup plan. This means that you can create 2 websites with 2 custom domains.
Thank you so much for clearing up. So guys, if you have more questions before we wrap up, we'd be happy to take all those questions. Yeah, Basim, thank you for asking the questions. Awesome. This is a beautiful product, and guys, if you're using Notion, you should not miss out on this product because it's a beautiful and very easy to use product, and you can build a lot of things by using Notion, by using Notaku, right? So it's time to grab your Notaku license today and start creating beautiful blogs and knowledge-based websites from your Notion workspace. Thank you so much, thank you so much, Tommy, for taking your precious time out and sharing some valuable information and demonstrating the tool. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for this webinar. We'll be seeing you in the next webinar of Notaku. Till the time, take care, be happy, and keep improving 1% every day. Have a good day, all.
Thank you.